The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Get your facts first. Then you can distort them as you please. The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. The human race has one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. It is better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you are a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. The more I learn about people, the more I like my dog. Never argue with a fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, and then success is sure. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. The best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else up. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. A person who won't read has no advantage over one who can't read. In a good bookroom, you feel in some mysterious way that you are absorbing the wisdom contained in all the books through your skin, without even opening them. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. It is curious that physical courage should be so common in the world and moral courage so rare. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not. Giving up smoking is the easiest thing in the world. I know because I've done it thousands of times. The only difference between a taxman and a taxidermist is that the taxidermist leaves the skin. If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. When you fish for love, bait with your heart, not your brain. There is no sadder sight than a young pessimist except an old optimist. Humor is mankind's greatest blessing. A clear conscience is the sure sign of a bad memory. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. A half-truth is the most cowardly of lies. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. There is no such thing as a new idea. It is impossible. We simply take a lot of old ideas and put them into a sort of mental kaleidoscope. The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. To succeed in life, you need 2 things: ignorance and confidence. The lack of money is the root of all evil. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. The most interesting information comes from children, for they tell all they know and then stop. Go to heaven for the climate, hell for the company. Be careful about reading health books. You may die of a misprint. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. Fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you read the newspaper, you're misinformed. Patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it. If you pick up a starving dog and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principal difference between a dog and a man. The more you explain it, the more I don't understand it. A banker is a fellow who lends you his umbrella when the sun is shining, but wants it back the minute it begins to rain. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society. Education consists mainly of what we have unlearned. Let us live so that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Always do right. This will gratify some people and astonish the rest. A man's character may be learned from the adjectives which he habitually uses in conversation. An optimist is a person who starts a new diet on Thanksgiving Day. Grief can take care of itself, but to get the full value of a joy, you must have somebody to divide it with. I was gratified to be able to answer promptly, and I did. I said I didn't know. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. It is easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. The finest clothing made is a person's own skin, but of course society demands something more than this. A person with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. It is better to deserve honors and not have them than to have them and not deserve them. It's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Do the right thing. It will gratify some people and astonish the rest.